Ever met someone in their 80s who still walks with ease, thinks clearly, and laughs like they're 35? Then seen someone else in their 60s struggling with stares, forgetful and exhausted? That's not just aging. That's habit. Aging well isn't about luck. It's not about genes. It's about the small things you do every single day. And today, we're counting down the top 6 habits that research, real people, and common sense agree can help you age not just longer, but better. These aren't hacks. They're real, doable actions backed by science and deeply human in practice. Some of them might surprise you. Others you've heard before, but probably underestimated. And by the time we get to number 1, you might be rethinking what it really means to live well after 60. But before we dive in, if this kind of content speaks to your journey, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Healthy Aging Vault, and share this video with someone you care about. Because healthy aging isn't just personal, it's contagious. Let's begin. Number 6, reconnect with people, even if you don't feel like it. You can eat clean, lift weights, and sleep like a pro, but if your phone hasn't rung in days, if your dinner table is always set for 1, if your mailbox is empty except for bills, something's missing. Human connection isn't just a nice to have, it's essential. Studies show that loneliness is just as harmful to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Yep, 15. It increases inflammation, elevates stress hormones like cortisol, and accelerates cognitive decline. In other words, loneliness doesn't just break your heart metaphorically, it literally messes with your biology. When you connect with others, through laughter, touch, stories, even eye contact, your brain releases oxytocin. Your blood pressure drops, your immune system responds, your spirit breathes again. Let me tell you about Frank. Frank is 74, lives in Oregon, and for a while, his days looked gray. He'd lost his wife to cancer 6 years ago. His daughter moved to another state. He'd eat the same microwave dinner every night, watch reruns of game shows, and convince himself he was fine. But his sleep got worse. His memories started to fade. He found himself angry for no reason. The doctor told him his blood pressure was rising and gently asked, "Frank, when's the last time you saw someone besides me?" That hit him. So, at his daughter's suggestion, Frank joined a local men's walking group. He didn't say much the first few weeks, just nodded along. But one day, a man named George said, "Hey, you're funny, you should talk more." Frank cracked a smile. Fast forward 3 months. He's the one cracking jokes and bringing banana bread to the walks. His sleep improved, his blood pressure normalized, and the biggest change? He looked alive again. "I didn't know how badly I needed to hear my name," Frank later said. The science on this is overwhelming and underappreciated. A 2010 meta-analysis published in PLOS Medicine looked at over 300,000 people and found that those with strong social relationships had a 50% increased likelihood of survival, regardless of age, gender, or health status. That's a bigger impact than exercising or quitting smoking. According to the National Institute on Aging, socially engaged older adults are more physically active, have better cognitive function, and are less likely to develop Alzheimer's. Even small doses of connection matter. A brief chat with a neighbor, a warm greeting at the grocery store, shared laughter over coffee. These micro moments are like vitamins for your soul. And let's not forget, the brain is social by design. Parts of the brain responsible for memory, emotion regulation, and even language light up when we engage with others. You're literally wired to connect. Okay, so what can you actually do, starting today? Start ridiculously small. Here's a list of simple, zero-pressure actions. Text one old friend just to say thinking of you. Call your sibling for 5 minutes and ask them what they ate for lunch. Say yes to the invitation you always decline. Join a walking group, book club, or community garden. Volunteer once a week, even 1 hour helps. Ask your grandkid to teach you how to use emojis, no judgment. If you're not a people person, great. You don't have to be. This isn't about hosting a party or talking to strangers in elevators. It's about being witnessed, being heard, being gently woven back into the fabric of a shared life. Connection doesn't require a big personality. It just requires you to show up. You don't need a dozen friends. You just need one real moment of connection a day. A laugh, a question, a shared silence. Because aging isn't about fading quietly into the background. It's about staying lit up from within, and nothing rekindles that inner spark faster than someone who says, "I see you, I remember you, you matter." So call someone today, even if you don't feel like it, especially if you don't feel like it. Number 5. Eat like you're fueling tomorrow's energy. Let's be real. Eating well after 50 isn't about looking good in skinny jeans anymore. It's about energy, mobility, mental clarity. It's about being able to climb stairs without huffing, remember where you left your keys, and wake up feeling refreshed, not wrecked. The food you eat literally builds your future body, cell by cell. And while younger folks might get away with fast food and sugary snacks, the aging body demands more. More nutrients, more fiber, more hydration, and a lot less garbage. Here's the truth most people don't realize. Your nutritional needs actually increase as you age. That's right. You need more, not less. More antioxidants to fight inflammation. More healthy fats for your brain. More protein to maintain muscle. And a lot more water than you think. Meet Evelyn. She's 68, lives in Tennessee, and she used to run on caffeine and convenience. Breakfast was toast and coffee. Lunch was a ham sandwich. Dinner, microwave lasagna or maybe some canned soup. Sound familiar? She wasn't gaining a lot of weight, but she was always tired. Her knees ached, her brain felt foggy, and her doctor mentioned her cholesterol was creeping up. But it wasn't until she bent down to pick up her dog's leash and nearly toppled over that something clicked. She didn't go vegan. She didn't count macros. She didn't do anything extreme. Instead, she made one promise to herself: add at least 2 colors to every plate. Blueberries with breakfast, carrots and greens at lunch, salmon and roasted veggies at dinner. Within 2 months, her energy improved. 6 months in, she dropped 12 pounds without trying, and her doctor called her blood work boringly perfect. "I didn't go on a diet," Evelyn says. "I started eating like I actually cared about myself." The science? It's rock solid. A 2021 study published in Neurology found that adults over 60 who followed a Mediterranean-style diet, rich in vegetables, fruit, whole grains, fish, olive oil, and nuts, had 30% lower risk of cognitive decline. Another study in the British Journal of Nutrition showed that seniors who consumed more fiber and polyphenols, plant compounds found in colorful fruits and veggies, had significantly lower markers of inflammation. And let's talk about hydration. As we age, our sense of thirst diminishes, but our body's need for water doesn't. Mild dehydration can cause fatigue, dizziness, confusion, and even mimic signs of dementia. Drinking more water alone can improve alertness, digestion, and even joint function. Oh, and about that afternoon crash? Balancing blood sugar with complex carbs, like oats, brown rice, quinoa, and healthy fats, avocado, nuts, olive oil, helps you stay sharp and steady. No sugar spikes, no carb comas. Here's the good news. You don't need to be perfect. You don't even need to diet. Start here. Add a vegetable to every meal, even breakfast. Spinach and scrambled eggs, anyone? Swap one processed item for something whole, a fresh apple instead of crackers. Choose real over ready. If it comes in a bag, box, or commercial, think twice. Drink water first before every meal. It helps both digestion and decision-making. Keep healthy snacks in plain sight. Almonds, cherry tomatoes, boiled eggs. Need a rule of thumb? Try the 5-ingredient rule. If a food has more than 5 ingredients you can't pronounce, it probably doesn't belong in your body. And if you're overwhelmed, Just start with one intentional meal a day. Make it colorful. Make it count. Food isn't punishment. It's not a math equation. It's love, fuel, power. You don't eat well because you're afraid of aging. You eat well because you're not done living. So go open your fridge. Ask yourself, is this building the life I want, or the one I'm trying to avoid? Because your fork is your daily vote for vitality, clarity, and a future where you feel strong enough to keep showing up. Dash 4. Challenge your brain every day, even just a little. When we talk about aging, we often focus on the physical, the wrinkles, the back pain, the slow knees. But what really scares people deep down? Losing their mind, forgetfulness, confusion, names slipping away like smoke. It doesn't happen all at once. It starts small. Where did I put my glasses? They're on your head. What's her name again? You've known her since 1982. These tiny moments add up. But here's the empowering truth. Your brain is not doomed to decline. Mental aging is not a life sentence. It's a lifestyle choice. Like a muscle, your brain strengthens with use. Neglect it, and it fades. Train it, and it thrives. Just like your biceps need curls, your brain needs challenge. Not stress, not burnout, just engagement. Let's meet Martha. She's 71, retired, and for a few months post-retirement, she felt amazing, sleeping in, gardening, watching her favorite crime shows. But then something strange started happening. She'd forget the plot halfway through an episode. She'd walk into her room and forget why. Her daughter joked, "You need a reboot, Mom." At first, Martha laughed it off. But secretly, she was scared. Instead of panicking or diving into online quizzes about Alzheimer's, she made a decision. Every morning, she'd give her brain a little workout before her coffee. She started with crossword puzzles, easy ones, then added a Spanish language app. Then she picked up a paintbrush again, something she hadn't done since college. Within weeks, she felt different, clearer, more present, more her. Now she says, "I used to think my best thinking years were behind me. Turns out, they were just waiting for me to show up again." Let's get nerdy for a moment. Don't worry, it's the fun kind of nerdy. A landmark study from the University of Exeter found that older adults who regularly engaged in word and number puzzles had brain function equivalent to people 10 years younger. Another study from King's College London showed that learning a new language, even a few words a day, can delay cognitive decline and improve memory retention. And get this, a study published in JAMA Neurology showed that seniors who participated in intellectually stimulating activities like reading, puzzles, or learning new skills had lower risk of dementia, even if they had genetic risk factors. Translation? You can't change your genes, but you can absolutely change your brain's destiny. You don't need to enroll in college or become a chess grandmaster. You just need to invite a little challenge into your daily life. Here's how to start. Puzzles and games. Crossword, Sudoku, logic apps, even old-school jigsaw puzzles. 15 minutes a day is enough. Read something new. Fiction lights up the imagination. Non-fiction keeps you sharp. Recipe books count too, especially if you try them. Learn a skill. Painting, photography, playing piano, even learning to use your smartphone properly. Yes, that counts. Try a new language. Use apps like Duolingo or Babbel. Even if you never speak fluently, your brain benefits. Write, journal, make lists, tell stories, capture your memories, don't let them drift. Engage in deep conversations. Skip the weather talk. Ask someone what they'd do if they could live 1 year anywhere in the world. Let your brain stretch. And most importantly, have fun. When you're enjoying the challenge, your brain releases dopamine, a feel-good chemical that also helps reinforce learning. Don't make it a chore. Make it a curiosity quest. You don't need a PhD to protect your brain. You just need to show up for it. Every single day. Because when you challenge your mind, you're not just preserving memories. You're creating new ones. You're keeping that beautiful, brilliant part of you alive, alert, and full of spark. So the next time you catch yourself zoning out, scrolling, or feeling a little foggy, pause. Pick up a book. Open a puzzle. Ask a better question. Your brain is listening, and it's dying to grow. Because aging well isn't about remembering the past. It's about staying present for what's still to come. Number 3. Sleep like it's medicine, because it is. You probably already know that sleep is important, but here's the truth nobody tells you. After 50, sleep isn't just helpful, it's essential. It's medicine, and I don't mean get your 8 hours. I mean real, deep, high-quality, body-repairing sleep that restores your brain, balances your hormones, protects your heart, and resets your mood. Without it, even the healthiest habits, walking, eating well, lifting weights, lose their power. With it, everything works better. Your mind, your joints, your will to deal with annoying relatives. Here's the twist. As we age, our bodies don't need less sleep, but we get less of it due to changes in circadian rhythms, reduced melatonin, medications, chronic pain, and even something as simple as a partner snoring beside you. But here's the best part. You can take back control. And no, you don't have to take pills to do it. Meet Michael, 67. From Colorado. He used to wake up 4 or 5 times a night, sometimes just staring at the ceiling until sunrise. He'd start his mornings with 2 cups of coffee and 0 motivation. His doctor offered him sleeping pills, which helped, sort of, but he felt groggy in the mornings, like he'd been hit by a truck made of melatonin. Finally, his granddaughter, bless 16-year-olds and their TikToks, suggested he try sleep hygiene. He laughed. What's that? Brushing my bed? But he gave it a shot. He set a bedtime, no screens after 8 p.m., read a few pages of an old Western before bed, did a bit of stretching, kept the bedroom cool and dark. After a few weeks, something strange happened. He stopped dreading bedtime. Now, Michael falls asleep faster, stays asleep longer, and feels sharper by noon than he used to feel all day. I thought being tired was just part of aging, he says. Turns out, it was just bad habits. Science backs this up in every way. A 2017 study in Nature Reviews Neuroscience showed that sleep is when your brain takes out the trash, literally clearing out waste proteins linked to Alzheimer's. Sleep also helps regulate cortisol, your stress hormone, and insulin, which affects blood sugar. Inadequate sleep increases inflammation, raises blood pressure, and even weakens immune response, leaving your body open to chronic disease. And what about memory? A report in the Journal of Sleep Research found that adults who consistently got 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep performed significantly better on memory and reaction tests than those who got less. Bottom line, sleep is your body's overnight maintenance crew. And when you don't sleep, that crew goes on strike. So how do you fix sleep after 50? You don't need an overnight miracle, just a consistent plan. Start with these basics. Set a regular sleep schedule. Go to bed and wake up at the same time, even on weekends. It helps anchor your internal clock. No screens an hour before bed. That blue light from your phone or tablet, it suppresses melatonin, your sleep hormone. Create a wind-down ritual. Light stretching, deep breathing, meditation, a warm, not hot bath, whatever tells your brain it's time. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Use blackout curtains. Try a fan or white noise machine. Watch what and when you eat and drink. No caffeine after 2 p.m. Limit liquids 2 hours before bed. Avoid heavy meals late at night. Read a real book, not an article on your phone. Not an episode of some show that ends on a cliffhanger. Let your brain coast into rest, not race toward it. If your mind won't stop racing at night, keep a notepad by the bed. Dump your thoughts before they take over. Think of sleep prep like airplane landing gear. You don't just drop from the sky. You glide in slowly, deliberately, safely. Sleep isn't the end of your day. It's the beginning of your healing. You don't have to accept poor sleep as just part of getting older. You can teach your body to rest again, to repair, to dream. Because here's the truth. If walking strengthens your muscles and food fuels your cells, sleep is what makes it all stick. Tonight, don't just fall into bed. Honor it, prepare for it, respect it like you would a doctor's appointment, because it's just as important. Your future self, sharper, steadier, stronger, will thank you in the morning. Number 2, strength train, even if it's just your body weight. We often say aging is about slowing down. But let's be honest, most people don't slow down because of age. They slow down because they lose strength. And when strength goes, independence goes with it. It's not the birthday candles that take you out. It's the weak legs that won't carry you up the stairs. The good news? You don't need to become a bodybuilder. You don't need to join a CrossFit gym or deadlift your coffee table. What you do need is to make resistance training, in whatever form works for you, a non-negotiable part of your weekly rhythm. Why? Because muscle is not a luxury at this age. It's a lifeline. It helps you walk steadily, carry groceries, get up from chairs, catch your balance when you slip, and say yes to life more often. Strong muscles don't just make you look younger. They keep you living younger. Meet Alan. He's 74, retired postman, once proud of the fact that he could walk a mail route faster than a teenager on Red Bull. But over the years, the stairs got harder. And one day, he tripped on a rug in the supermarket and went down like a sack of potatoes. Thankfully, it was minor, but the doctor's words stuck with him. "You're not old, Alan, you're just undertrained." So he started small, really small. Wall push-ups in the hallway, squats using a chair, arm curls with soup cans, chicken noodle for biceps, tomato for triceps, his system. 3 months later, he felt like himself again. He could stand up without bracing his knees. He even challenged his grandson to a plank contest and lasted a respectable 28 seconds. Alan now swears by what he calls the daily reclaim, his 10-minute strength habit that gave him his confidence back. Here's what the research says, and it's compelling. According to the National Institute on Aging, adults over 60 who engage in resistance training twice a week experience better balance, increased bone density, reduced risk of falls, a leading cause of injury and death in older adults. A 2019 study published in JAMA Internal Medicine found that muscle strength is a stronger predictor of lifespan than even BMI or blood pressure. Resistance training also supports glucose regulation, cognitive health, and helps reduce the risk of frailty syndrome, a condition marked by fatigue, weakness, and slow walking speed. In short, your muscles aren't just for movement, they're for survival. And the best part? Strength training doesn't have to mean lifting heavy weights. Bodyweight exercises work wonders, especially when paired with consistency. Ready to reclaim your strength without buying spandex or a gym membership? Here's how to start, even if you're a complete beginner. Beginner-friendly strength exercises, no equipment required. Chair squats, sit down and stand up from a chair slowly. Do 10 reps, build up to 20. Wall push-ups, stand facing a wall and push your body away like a push-up. 3 sets of 10. Soup can curls, grab 2 cans and curl your arms like dumbbells. Yes, it counts. Toe raises, stand behind a chair and raise your heels slowly. Strengthens calves and balance. Wall plank, stand hands on wall at shoulder height. Lean in and hold for 20 to 30 seconds. Engage your core. Do just 10 minutes every other day. That's it. Build slowly. Consistency is key. And if your knees creak or your back complains, listen, but don't quit. Modify. There are safe ways to train at every level. Make it part of a routine. Do chair squats while the coffee brews. Curls during commercials. Planks before bed. Small reps, big results. Muscle isn't vanity, it's freedom. The freedom to pick up your grandchild without wincing. The freedom to carry your groceries instead of waiting for help. The freedom to rise from a chair, walk into the world, and say, "I've still got it." So here's your reminder. You're not too old. You're too valuable to stop caring. Because growing older doesn't take your strength. Not using it does. Your body is still listening, and it's ready to get stronger if you are. Here's the first: imagine. No excuses. Let's get one thing straight. Walking is not just walking. It's not a warm-up. It's not second tier to the treadmill or some boot camp class. Walking is one of the most underrated forms of medicine on the planet, especially after 50. It's the movement your body was built for, the rhythm that resets your mind, the act that keeps joints from rusting, circulation flowing, and lungs happily doing their job. You don't need gear, apps, classes, or a $1,000 watch to start. You just need shoes, a little bit of time, and the willingness to put one foot in front of the other, even on days when you don't feel like it. Because the truth is, walking every day isn't about burning calories. It's about sending your body this simple but powerful message: I'm still in the game. Let me introduce you to Rosa. She's 79, lives in a small town in New Mexico. And up until a few years ago, she avoided walking like it was jury duty. I thought walking was for people who had nothing better to do, she laughed. Then one winter, her doctor gently warned her. Her blood pressure was creeping up, her cholesterol too, and she was starting to lose bone density. I didn't want another pill, Rosa said, so I decided to take a walk, just around the block, in slippers. It wasn't pretty at first, winded in 2 minutes, aching hips, but she kept going, block by block, day by day. She started listening to her favorite audiobooks, then invited a neighbor, then two. Fast forward 2 years. Rosa now leads a morning walking group of 6 women. They call themselves the Soul Sisters. Yes, really. She sleeps better, thinks clearer, and has better posture than her teenage grandson. Rosa says, I used to think aging meant sitting more. Turns out, it means moving smarter. Walking is often called the miracle drug for a reason. A Harvard study found that walking just 30 minutes a day reduces the risk of heart disease by up to 40%. Stanford researchers discovered that walking boosts creative thinking by 60%. That's better than caffeine and without the crash. The American Heart Association confirms it improves bone density, balance, and coordination, key to preventing falls. It even supports longevity. People who walk regularly live on average 3 to 7 years longer than those who are sedentary. And let's not forget mental health. Regular walking has been shown to reduce symptoms of depression, anxiety, and brain fog. It's not just exercise. It's therapy with a heartbeat. You don't need a plan. You don't need to wait for Monday. Just lace up and go. Start small. 5 minutes around the block, down the driveway and back. Marching in place during commercials. Yes, that counts. Make it fun. Listen to a podcast. Call an old friend while you walk. Count birds. Wave to neighbors. Walk with your dog, or borrow someone else's. Layer it into your life. Park farther from the store. Walk after lunch instead of scrolling your phone. Do a lap around the house before dinner. Mix it up. Change your route. Walk slower. Walk faster. Walk uphill. Walk barefoot in the grass. Great for your balance and mood. Treat your walks like little micro-adventures. Set a rhythm. Consistency is everything. A slow stroll every day beats a weekend sprint followed by 6 days of Netflix recovery. And if weather's an issue, walk indoors. Malls, grocery aisles, hallways, treadmills. You don't need scenery. You need movement. Walking is more than steps on a pedometer. It's a declaration. I'm still here, still moving, still choosing to show up for life. You don't have to be fast. You don't have to go far. You just have to go. Because walking isn't about turning back the clock. It's about stepping boldly into your next chapter, with strength, clarity, and a little breeze in your hair. So take a walk today, for your heart, your knees, your brain, your soul, and maybe, just maybe, for someone else who sees you doing it and thinks, if they can, maybe I can too. So, what have we really learned? That aging isn't something that happens to you. It's something you get to shape. One day, one choice, one small habit at a time. You've just walked through 6 powerful practices. Not fads, not overnight miracles, but things real people are doing right now to stay sharp, strong, and lit up from the inside out. Maybe for you, it starts with calling an old friend, or adding spinach to your eggs, or putting your phone down an hour earlier and reading instead. Maybe it's just walking to the mailbox and back, on purpose. Whatever it is, pick one thing, not all six, not perfectly. Just one habit, done with intention. Because these changes aren't about resisting age. They're about embracing it, gracefully, powerfully, and unapologetically. And here's the truth we'll always stand by on this channel. You're not too late. You're not too old. You're just in a new chapter, and the pen is still in your hand. So here's your gentle challenge. Write a line today you'll be proud of tomorrow. Thanks for watching Healthy Aging Vault, where aging isn't something we fear, it's something we own. Until next time, stay strong, stay curious, and stay connected.